Hi guys, welcome to this morning's update video. I trust and hope you're doing really great. So here on the National Hurricane Center's 7-day outlook, we can see that there has been a new system marked for potential development, a new tropical wave. That one is going to move generally west a bit and then move up to the northwest. And there's Jerry still out there. So Jerry is continuing to lift away from the Caribbean, well north. The center of it is well north of the region right now, and it will still influence the rain, though. I'll show you guys the satellite imagery momentarily. And aside from that, this new tropical wave here that we're watching, another is expected to emerge. Models have been pretty consistent about it, where it will likely move generally to the west and could develop later this month. So we'll briefly talk about that as well, and let's go into the details. Alright, so here we are returning to the outlook. For this newest tropical wave, we can see that there is a 20% formation chance. So it is located just to the south of the Cabo Verde Islands, and it's a newly identified system. Most times when they're new, we don't see the chance for development soaring, but it's safe to say that short-term or imminent formation is not expected. But as the system starts to move to the west, northwest, or northwest, it may encounter some more favorable environmental conditions, which may allow some developments to take place. So we'll see. It looks as though that one will be an out-to-sea system and not be an issue for the Caribbean. But then as we go on to the satellite imagery here, there we can see Jerry and all of that moisture associated with it. The center, as I mentioned, it's quite far from the Caribbean, but it is still helping to influence the rain and even some thunderstorms this morning across some areas. We'll look at the cone forecast for the system momentarily, but there's that new tropical wave that may develop in the coming week. And as we zoom in here to the Caribbean, we can see all of this moisture that's still lingering associated with Jerry. And going to the ABC Islands, especially near Aruba, there is that little cluster of some thunderstorms. So who knows, maybe that will actually help to influence some rainfall within that general area. We'll see what happens as time goes by. And a couple other thunderstorms in the northwestern Caribbean near the Cayman Islands, especially Little Cayman and Cayman Brac, go into Cuba. As it pertains to the rain forecast for today, more color indicates more rain. So we can see those more vibrant shadings associated with Jerry. And then in the vicinity of the Bahamas, there could be some additional periods of heavy rain. Likewise for Cuba, into the Cayman Islands, maybe a couple spots in Jamaica as well, there could be some heavy rain. Likewise for a few spots in Central America, southernmost Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, and then go into a few spots in northern South America. We see those colorful shadings for the ABC Islands. As I mentioned, there could be some rain in the area today, which would be some great news since it's been pretty dry for the most part. And for the Guyanas, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana, a lot of rain is not expected, but there could be some afternoon showers and thunderstorms in a few spots. Lesser Antilles, again, all of that moisture associated with Jerry is moving out. So there's going to be reduced rainfall today, although there could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Could see some instances of a few heavy downpours in sections of the Virgin Islands. And for most of Puerto Rico, there may not be much today in terms of rainfall, but you could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the area, likewise Hispaniola. So that is what is anticipated as it relates to rainfall activity throughout today. And going on to the cone here for Tropical Storm Jerry. So from last evening, all watches and warnings were discontinued for the Eastern Caribbean because many islands were placed under a tropical storm watch or a warning since the system was very close and was influencing that type of weather. So it has strengthened a bit after weakening. So maximum sustained winds currently at around 60 miles per hour, and the system is accelerating to the north at 16 miles per hour. So we've seen a decrease in its acceleration, and it is expected to remain offshore Bermuda to the east. And eventually by Monday, it could become a post-tropical cyclone as it accelerates further into a more hostile environment. So we won't be seeing Jerry for a lot longer, so it will soon be off the map. But As I mentioned at the start of the video, it's not the new tropical wave that is being watched for development. Another one to emerge later this month could move to the west and attempt to develop as it does so. So let's look at some ensemble members here from both GFS and Euro, our two main models. So starting out with Euro, these various L's represent the different members, and the more L's we see, more members are expecting that a low pressure area could form and develop. Now this goes out to Monday the 20th of October, so sometime out from now for sure. And we see a couple of tracks here. Those are for Jerry. Those ones are for the new disturbance being watched for development. We can see that they're pretty much taking the system up and out. But look at this new little cluster here. While we don't have a whole lot of members, we have quite a few of them that have been showing that, hey, something else could attempt to develop, and this one could make its way generally to the west. It may enter the Caribbean. Not something uncommon to see with tropical waves, but the real question is, will it develop? Could it become something significant? Looking at the GFS, we see a similar story. So we see all of these different lines here for other low pressure systems. Those ones again for that most recent tropical wave, so we could see it attempt to develop. And then going out to the same time frame here, the 20th, we can see these various members, seen a bit more for GFS compared to Euro. So that is not at all out of the picture. And again, the next name on the list for the hurricane season is Lorenzo. So we'll see if that newest disturbance will attempt to make it to tropical storm intensity, or if that name will be reserved for a system to come. So we'll see what happens, guys. And of course, this far out, there's no guarantees in terms of potential track or intensity, or exact track rather, or intensity. So we'll definitely have to keep watch, and that's why my channel is here, to ensure that you are updated with the latest. So that's what I wanted to share with you in today's updates video. No immediate threats to the Caribbean right now, just a bit of residual rain from Jerry. And as a reminder, even though we don't have any tropical threats at this time to the Caribbean, and Jerry has pretty much moved out for the most part, with those areas I highlighted earlier on the graphic where there could be some periods of very heavy rainfall, flooding is not going to be out of the picture, especially for the more low-lying and flood-prone areas. So if you encounter any instances of heavy rainfall today, please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. And I do hope you found this video to be informative, but if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I will get to you when I get the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.